Hello everyone, welcome back to the Displayland podcast. I'm your host Olly,
And I'm your other host, Joey.
and today we'll be talking about Farnborough International Airshow, and well, especially the Friday as that is the public open day, but we will also be mentioning other aircraft flying as well on the business days too.
Yeah, Ollie will be attending this show. I won't be. I did look at it, but I ended up not going to this one. But it is looking like quite an interesting show. I know that not all the aircraft have been announced, so when we go through the aircraft, we won't have all of them. I'll be going through them on the website, which I know is missing a few. Ollie was letting me know before this, but it is missing quite a few of them that have been announced, and they are due to announce quite a lot. But we'll go through what we have now. I'm sure by the time this comes out, there'll be more as well. But as of now, this is Thursday, so at the time of recording, this is what we have.
Yeah. So,
So we'll get started with. Do you want
yeah.
to get started with the statics? Well, there's not all of the statics because there is 30 of them. So we'll just talk about some of the more interesting ones, at least the ones on the website. And I think we'll get started with the MQ-28, which, I mean, I've heard about this aircraft. I've seen pictures of it, but I didn't know that it was like a public thing. I didn't know I thought it was just used in like missions or something like that. But it's one of those uh long range self-flying drone aircraft, and it first flew in 2021, and I will say I'm annoyed that I'm missing this.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like quite a cool drone, but there's like 30 or 40 statics, and I think there's still to announce about 40. So it'll be awesome to see what other statics they announce. But I mean, I'm mainly there for the flying, as they've got some awesome teams, which obviously Joe will be mentioning in a minute. But yeah, I mean, it's a very rare drone. It's not something that I've even heard of before. So I mean, I guess it'd be quite good to get some pictures of, as long as not everyone is crowded around it at once.
Yeah, I mean, even the picture of it looks like it's some like top secret military aircraft. The picture they have on their website makes it look like you shouldn't be seeing that in the public domain. It's very, very cool looking aircraft. But we'll move on to the Czech Air Force 30. Is it JAS? JAS? I've never actually had to
Just
pronounce that before.
39.
The Gripen. JAS
It's
39
actually like
Gripen,
Yas, because I
which,
think it's like Swedish, but it's like Yas
yes,
39 Gripen.
it's Nordic, I know that. It's Scandinavian of some sort.
Swedish.
But yeah, I believe they had, I don't know if it was the Czech one, but they had a Gripen at RIAT last year. Very, very cool aircraft. It's honestly kind of annoying that this will just be a static, but
Yeah.
even as a static, it's something to see.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I haven't seen a Gripen display since like 2019 when I went to RIAT. I haven't seen a lot of displays. I mean, to be honest, I've been going to. I mean, there is just no the other only than other than RIAT, there is just no fast jets in the UK other than the Typhoon and the Red Arrows maybe if you're lucky. So it's awesome that I get to see some of these cool aircraft, even if they're just static. It's still awesome to see, and I'm glad that I've like seen the one with the like special like what do you call it like the Typhoon has the
Mm.
flappy things at the front.
Oh, what are they called? Canards.
Yeah, canards. Yeah, the ones with the like special
I
livery
mean,
canards and tail.
yeah, I mean, aircraft with canards, one of the two,
Yeah,
is always gonna have a special place in my heart because I grew up watching typhoons fly past my house. Even if it's not the typhoon,
yeah,
it's it's probably inspired by the typhoon if it's got canards and it's made around the same time. Um, it's just such a cool aircraft to see. And speaking of typhoons, we have the Italian Air Force Typhoon, which is a static and also doing a fly past. So we will probably mention this again during the fly past bit very briefly. Uh, it's also, oh no, it's not fly past, that's the British one. This
yeah.
one's doing a flying display. The
It is.
Italian
Yeah,
Typhoon is doing a static as well, which I guess it's got somewhere to park it may as well.
yeah. I assume so. I mean, they're like I said, they're announcing like 100 aircraft allegedly. I don't know if that's true because there's what just over a week to go, and they've still got another 50 aircraft to announce. So who knows if they do or not. We'll find out over the next few days. They've been releasing Wave 3 and 4 consecutively, so hopefully that trend will continue. We can actually get some flying displays as well, because currently I believe there's only 12 or 13, I think, so
Yeah.
it's not.
There's 12 on their website, but I know that there's one or two more that aren't on
Yeah.
their website. Um, but hopefully you just get a bunch of essentially take off Thursdays, no static Saturdays for the
Yeah,
next week,
well,
hopefully.
I think today was
Um,
pretty much static Saturday, other than the Italian typhoon. Literally everything else that got announced is static.
yeah.
So
Um, Yeah, and another one that I'm seeing, I think I recognize this aircraft, is I have no idea how to pronounce it. It's Joby or Jobby Aviation. They have the fully electric VTOL aircraft, which has been statics at a few other air shows before. I believe it's American, and especially considering
I
on the picture
assume
it's
so.
got the
Yeah.
250th anniversary number on it, the big 250 in red, white, and blue. I'm going to assume it's American. Very, very cool aircraft. Probably it's definitely experimental because
Oh
it's,
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe, the first all fully electric VTOL aircraft. It's not quite got the range yet. It's got a range of 160 kilometers, so you might be
Oh,
able to
wow.
take it to like your neighbor's house.
Wow. Yeah.
Um, but still a very, very cool one to see on the static.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's also doing a flying, or is that I know there's like two of them, or the two very similar sort of helicopter looking things, I suppose you can call it. I know that the one is flying, one is not, so I assume this might just be the static only one, but I know one's static and flying, so it's
Hmm.
definitely the strangest aircraft that I'm gonna see there, but definitely not the coolest, I have to say.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if it is going to be the strangest because just looking on their website, I am seeing one right next to it that I'll be honest, I've never heard of before. It is the Leonardo Spa Astor Levante. It's definitely some drone of some type.
It might be the one that I
Uh,
was
it
thinking of
looks
then.
it look it's got a range of nearly 5,000 kilometers
Never
and a
mind
max
then.
speed of just 240
Yeah, I
kilometers
don't
an
know.
hour. Um, so it looks like one of those classic drones that you'd see like a Reaper drone, but definitely not a Reaper drone. Very, very cool to see on static, especially you don't really see things like drones and stuff on statics
Yeah.
at air shows because it's quite a newer technology. It's quite advanced. They kind of want to keep a lot of that stuff secret. So to see all of this stuff on static is very, very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that fussed about statics to be honest, because thing is, you just can't get pictures of them because like there's just thousands of people crowded around them at a time. It's just like I can't even get to the front of the crowd. I can't even see half of the things. I mean, at RIAT it's fine because you have like 500 million statics. You have like a 50-to-1 ratio of flying to static aircraft. So there's still like 50 people around one aircraft, but it's a bit easier to get photographs of. But because it's a much smaller venue and stuff, you've got like 100 static aircraft, and then you have some really unique ones like these drones and stuff where people are just gonna be crowded around it. So I might not even get to see them half the time.
Yeah. I mean, we'll move on from the statics in a second. Just one more to mention, just because I think it looks really cool in the picture, is the Turkish aerospace, and I'm definitely going to mispronounce this because it's got like a U with the two dots in it. Hürjet or H, the U with the dots in it, are jet. Very cool livery on this one. It looks a bit. I can't even say what that looks like. It's like someone just got like the back section of an F-16 and put the front section of a different jet on, and
Yeah.
then the wing segment of a different jet on. But it does look quite cool, especially with the red and white livery.
Yeah, I mean, all Turkish air, like the Turkish Stars, it probably has a similar like livery to that. I assume I haven't really seen it. Again, I don't pay attention to static aircraft at air shows because it's they're just going to be there. They're not flying. It's just something else that's going to be on the ground the whole day. Flying is going to be in the air for a few minutes. So I don't really particularly care again about statics, but it definitely sounds like a cool aircraft.
Yeah, and we'll move on from the statics, kind of, because one of these aircraft is also a static, but we'll move on to the two fly-past aircraft announced so far for the Friday, being the Czech Air Force L-159, which is going to be doing a fly-past on the Friday. No times yet,
Yeah, no
obviously.
times.
It's
Yeah,
still a little bit out, but it's quite a unique looking aircraft. I mean, unique in that I've never seen it before. It's a trainer aircraft.
yeah.
It's kind of your default trainer aircraft, but I mean, it's cool aircraft nonetheless.
Yeah, again. pretty cool aircraft. At least this one's flying. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a flying Albatross before, L-159. I know there's a few buzzing around, but I don't think I've ever seen one flying before. And if I have, I just don't remember it again. It might have been at RIAT, but I don't remember much from RIAT, unfortunately, because I was like 10, I think, when I went to RIAT, and that's almost that's 7 years, almost, yeah, 7.25 years ago. So yeah, not something that my brain remembers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I believe there's a guy at Blackpool Airport who owns an Albatross, but
Yeah.
even though I live right near it, I've never actually seen it flying.
Well, it flew over
I know
my
that, like,
house that well, a L-159 flew over my house. I was saying when I was up at Blackpool, um, but I never
it
saw
will
it.
be that guy,
So
yeah. It's just an all grey, I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
It's just an Albatross, but, like, he just owns it and he just flies it around. I guess if you own a jet, you're gonna do that
yeah, yeah. I
because
suppose,
it's
yeah.
cool, yeah. We now move on to briefly mention this because I got confused it with the Italian one, is the RAF Typhoon display, or it might not be the display, it just
It's
says
just a
RAF
fly
Eurofighter
past. It's
Typhoon.
just a fly past.
It's just a fly past, but I'm not sure if it's the display team or not because the picture they use is of a
It
completely different
is.
Typhoon.
It
I
is.
would assume it would be, but I mean, you would kind of expect this to be doing a display at an air
Yeah,
show in the
well, the
UK,
RF are too
not just a
incompetent to be able
flyby.
to do a display and then go land at an airport. Basically, it's go flying over Farnborough on the way to another air show, which is just great. Yeah, just be like, oh yeah, we don't care about you, Farnborough. We're just gonna. It did it. It does it at Midlands. It does it at Midlands loads. You go, oh well, we go to an airport 5 minutes away from Midlands, so it's pathetic, really. It's ridiculous. I mean, they can't even keep the Typhoon in the air. I mean, it literally broke down at Cosford, like Alfie said. No, not Duxford, like Alfie said a few weeks ago. It literally broke on the first run. It's getting ridiculous, really, with the RAF stuff. And I mean, they won't even hire people these days. They didn't hire me to be an engineer because of a like silly medical condition, which is just. I mean, everyone that I've spoken to about it has said that it's ridiculous, and there's no way that that's on there. So it's eczema, if anyone's wondering. So it's not, it's not even that bad. But yeah, exactly. It's just it's ridiculous. So
What
their RAF are incredibly understaffed. They can't keep aircraft in the air, but they refuse to hire anyone who is, a perfect like 6 foot like tall individual. Not no medical conditions ever known to man. It's ridiculous these days. So unfortunately, this is what you get with modern RAF. They can't even keep a Typhoon in the air.
Yeah, we'll now move on to the flying displays, and uh, these are definitely subject to change. As with every air show, you normally get a few last-minute changes, like a day before. You do get obviously more aircraft announced throughout the week. Um, but so far, right now on their website, they have 12 listed as flying for Friday. They have some throughout the week, but Friday, as far as I'm aware, is the only open day.
Yeah, well,
And
for the public, yeah.
yeah, for the public, yeah. So we'll start off with. I'm gonna try and go from most boring to most interesting. Obviously, that's subjective, but like one of
Yeah.
these is what I'm gonna start with is an Airbus A350. So we'll start with the most normal and most, well, it's a civilian airliner aircraft.
Well,
Presumably, this one won't be, but the type of aircraft is a civilian airliner aircraft, and I didn't know they did an Airbus A350 display, to be honest, but it's a new one for me.
it's like the 777 one that they do it like what is it, Saudi Arabia or whatever, like the Saudi Arabia or
Yeah.
UAE whatever thing. It's like that. It's just a demo. It will just take off like that because it just decides to do a vertical takeoff to show that a plane that's not even allowed to do that can do that. Which is great. And also it would use the whole runway for that as well. So I don't see, I love the A350, my favorite airliner, my favorite commercial airliner and stuff. But I just don't see with like that and the 777 why they do displays like this, because the CAA will genuinely be rolling in their graves if they ever saw an A350 at like Heathrow. Imagine just Heathrow and you just see an aircraft take off like that. It's just like, all right. I mean, I guess it'd be quite good for photo opportunities, obviously, but it's just a very strange thing you'd see. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I love the A350, and it would be awesome seeing it in a display.
Suppose it's a bit different when there's no passengers in the back and no
Yeah,
cargo in the back. It's just engines and airframe at that point and a bit
yeah,
of fuel.
exactly.
But Moving on to what I can only assume is something similar to that is a Bombardier. I've probably pronounced that wrong. I've never actually
Bombardier.
verbally said the company name before. Bombardier Global 8000, which I can only assume is pretty much the exact same story. It's
Yeah,
just
probably
a demo
is.
for the
Yeah.
aircraft.
I haven't
Um,
seen the
it's quite
validation for
a
this yet. I've seen because Farnborough keep
it's
posting like
quite a sleek
videos
looking
of
aircraft.
yeah, Farnborough keep putting like validation display video like highlight reels up on their page or whatever. So I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen Starlings, I've seen the Chinook and the Army like demo. I've seen the Saab 340, the A350, and I think the Furzan Al whatever UAE display team do theirs, but I haven't seen the Bombardier do its validation yet, along with quite a lot of these on here. But from what I'm aware, the F-35A did a roll demo validation at Lakenheath for some reason, because I know Alfie was there and he was telling me about it. So
Suppose that would be where it would do that because they are based
yeah,
there.
well
Um,
yeah, I'd assume so.
but
Well, no,
yeah, I
because I
mean,
think they're based in America, unless they're using a Lakenheath jet. But
I suppose they probably would, right? It's an American air base,
I've got no
so
idea.
well, who knows? We'll move on to as you mentioned, the Saab 340 from GE Aerospace. It's a prop aircraft, so I can't imagine they can do a whole lot
Well, again, it's
with
just gonna
it.
be the same story
Uh,
as the Bombardier and
Same
the
story, yeah.
A350,
This,
just not as aggressive, really.
yeah, this is also a static. I can't imagine, no offense to GE Aerospace, I can't imagine it being one of the most popular
Yeah,
statics of the air show. Especially when you got things like the drones and stuff like that. I can't imagine it being the most viewed one, but still a cool aircraft nonetheless. It's definitely a unique one to see doing a full-on display.
yeah,
Um, but I'm sure you'll get many, many pictures of that. We'll move on to quite an interesting aircraft, in my opinion, is Beta Technologies
that's what I was talking
CX300.
about. Yeah, that's the weird helicopter thing.
It,
I don't even know.
yeah, it's quite unique looking. I will give it that. I can't tell
It
based on
is,
this
yeah,
picture, it looks like I don't even know what I'm looking at. We'll probably put a picture up on screen.
yeah,
It's not
probably.
got high range, it's not got high max speed, it's got 280 kilometers an hour max speed and 622 kilometers max range, and it first flew 2 years ago. So it's quite a new aircraft. I'm going to assume since it's so new that it's probably all electric because
Yeah,
that's
I'd
the
assume
only
so.
reason I can see a company called Beta Technologies doing something like this. Could be wrong, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows at this
We'll find
point?
out in the commentary for it. We'll move on to the only one on here that doesn't actually have a picture for it,
Oh,
is the Joint
the
Aviation
joint, yeah.
Command British Army Air Corps display
That's like the
scheme, which
Apaches and Wildcats.
oh, okay, that makes more sense. They got no statistics on this website for them. They just have the flying times. So I can't really say much about this display, but I mean
Yeah,
Apaches, Wildcats. It's just your usual like military helicopter stuff. I can only
just
assume.
stuff you see at like RIAT and stuff. It's what went to RIAT last year,
Yeah,
so it's just going to be
we'll move on to
a few explosions on the
yeah,
runway, and then few fly past. So it's going to be quite a good display. Looking forward to it. Hopefully they have pyros, because then I can like get the really cool thing where you have like the Apache or whatever, then just like fire in the
oh
background.
yeah,
So
I'm
hopefully,
counting on you for that.
yeah. Only
Counting
if it
on you for
happens. Only
that.
if it happens.
Only if it happens, yeah. If there is booms, I expect you to get pictures of
I
at
will.
least
Yeah.
5 big booms. I expect you to get pictures of. But we move on to the
Is that
Chinook
elite ball
roll
knowledge?
demo.
Is that elite ball
Uh,
knowledge?
that is elite ball knowledge. We'll move on to the Joint Aviation Command Chinook roll demo.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know they did anymore. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
they
the
do.
Chinook
Yeah.
roll demo in a long, long
Well, they
time.
only do it like
Um,
RIAT, Cosford, that sort of stuff, and it keeps teasing me because now it's going to Hampshire, but on the day that I'm not going to Hampshire and stuff like that, it's just yeah. But I finally get to see it. I know Alfie saw it at Cosford or Duxford or both. I think I might have seen it at both, to be honest. I can't remember, but I know he has seen it recently. So yeah, it's going to be quite good. I haven't seen it since Dunsfold, probably like 2015 or 2016. So you know, 10 years.
yeah, I think the last time I saw it, I don't know the year specifically, but it will have been Southport Air Show, probably like maybe even pre-COVID, or if not
Yeah,
just after COVID. It's been quite a while since I've seen it. It normally used to attend Blackpool and Southport every single year. It's very familiar sound, but
yeah,
it's
Blade
just
Slap. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems to have died down a little bit recently. But we'll
Because the
move on
RAF
to
can't fund it
both.
either, can they? Pretty cut that
Yeah, they
break
can't
down
fund
as
it.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll move on to both the RAF Falcons and the Red Devils parachute display teams, which I'll be honest, they probably have. I just haven't noticed it. I didn't know that they did air shows together. Like I didn't know that they both went to the same
Yeah.
air shows.
Well,
I thought it's only
it's
one
gonna
or
be
the
like the
other.
same display, isn't it? It's just gonna like we saw the Red Devils at Blackpool. I saw the
Yeah,
Falcons at Midland. Well, we saw the Falcons at Midlands. It's gonna be
yeah.
a
There's not much you
parachute
can do.
display. Yeah, it's gonna. So you'll see a few people drop out the sky, and then you'll see parachutes, and then you'll see them coming into land. So it'll be
Ultimately, it's the equivalent of just the displays being a fly past and how much can you fit in that
yeah,
fly
pretty
past.
much
They're
exactly.
ultimately
Yeah,
going in the same direction. They just have to fill that time
yeah.
whatever they can.
So it's not a very
Um,
photographic
but
opportunity. Like it's just
yeah,
you can't really edit them unless you have like pro. Like I use Lightroom Mobile. Like it's nothing special. It's just like it's a basic editing software that I can edit my photos on. You need some like £5,000 Lightroom plus extra insane subscription to be able to edit them. Well, it might just be me having a skill
yeah.
issue, but it's also just a man
I mean,
in a bit of cloth.
it's not easy to edit. I
Yeah,
use the Lightroom normal, whatever the normal
just
subscription is
computer.
on
Use the
laptop.
computer one. Yeah,
Um, and it's probably, like you said, a skill issue, but I feel like I've been using Lightroom long enough to be able to get
yeah.
pictures to look better. And with parachute display teams, it's so difficult. The
It
only
is.
shot
Yeah,
that I can get is like a zoomed in shot of the guy parachuting.
yeah.
That's the only shot that I can ever get to look good, and it kind of ruins the whole point of
The
all the
parachuters.
shenanigans they
Yeah,
do up top.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, but
And you're
yeah,
looking like this,
it's
like you're
quite a
just like
unique
looking
one.
straight up through you at that, and
Yeah,
it's just like you're
it
gonna
hurts
break
your
it.
neck.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt your
Yeah,
neck. So,
or you fall over. It's one of the
well,
two,
yeah, exactly.
or both even. Yeah. Right, we'll move on to the Starlings. You mentioned them earlier.
Yeah,
I haven't seen these since last year. I feel like it's kind of like a default to prop
yeah.
aircraft display.
I'm
Like,
not
there's
sure if
not
I've
much
ever
you can
seen
do
them
with
to
it.
be honest. I don't think I've ever seen the
I think I've seen them
Starlings
once
or
or twice.
yeah,
It's like imagine the Red Arrow Synchro using prop aircraft,
yeah, pretty much, yeah,
and that's it. It's a good display, but there's not much you can do with it unless you're like
yeah. Unless
the
you're
world's most
insane.
creative
Well,
person.
yeah, exactly.
Or if you're insane and don't care about the law. But yeah, it's a good display. I mean, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. I hopefully will. Obviously, it's first time seeing it somehow. I think at least I can't find any photos of them, so I assume it'll be first time. Um, Put me an extra 300. I'll throw it around and get a 10-star rating on like Yelp or something like that. So get. And the
Yeah,
thing is, me and Joey are thinking if we can in the future, we just make like a Cessna display team or like a Piper display team, so we can just
yeah,
But it'd be awesome to get like a Vans
fly about, yeah.
RV7 or 8 or RV4 or some sort of at least
Yeah,
somewhat aerobatic aircraft, and we can just do our own displays.
yeah, a
So
bit expensive though,
they are a
which is
bit.
that's the only
How
issue.
much? How much?
You need
Should
to
we
be
search up how much?
quite wealthy.
How much
You should
is
find out
a
how much a plane
Vans
is while I talk about this
RV4?
next aircraft, which is the Rolls-Royce Supermarine Spitfire, which we all know it, we all love it. It's the Spitfire. You can't really go wrong with it unless you
Yeah,
really, really go wrong with it and like crash or something. It's very, very well known aircraft, very, very well known sound, very, very good display. We've all seen it
we
probably,
have.
unless
Yeah,
you're like American.
I have. Well,
Or even
yeah.
if you are American, they've got some, yeah. Um, there's not much I can really say about it.
It's a
So we'll
default aircraft. Yeah. Well, so a
yeah,
Vans
you kind of
RV4 you can get for £70,000, which, to be fair, a
oh right,
Cessna or a Piper is about the same. So,
that is
whip out
true.
the money, whip out the display line fund, and we'll get ourselves some
Yeah, if
Vans
someone wants to
RV4s.
donate 70,000
Yeah,
pounds, we
that
will
would be
happily
nice.
take it
Yeah,
and put it towards the Vans.
and
We
then
will
we
happily
fly
take
it at
it.
displays. Yeah, because I mean the dream. The thing is, I
Yeah,
just don't understand where people get some of this money from to get these aircrafts. Like, where did Team Raven get? Well, they use RV8, so they have what about £1 million worth of aircraft flying. It's just like how on earth? Like where?
yeah. I suppose people will save their entire lives for stuff
Mm,
like that. Like, if your lifelong dream is to fly a Vans RV8 with your mates, you will all save up for that
Yeah,
lifelong dream. There's nothing else to start to get in your way. But it is quite expensive. I will
yeah.
give it that.
Well, then you've got to do another
But
like 11
yeah,
grand on pilot training, and then you probably have to do like
that
display
is
training
true.
and stuff as well. So
That's
probably like a
each
100 grand. Yeah.
Yeah, all in all, each one of them has probably spent over 200 grand to be where they are. Well, not just
Yeah, well, on
that,
fuel
but, like,
and
just for their
expenses and
current setup.
repairs and all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
just for their current setup and their licenses and stuff is very, very expensive. I don't even if you can you call it a hobby?
Yes, I suppose
I
display
guess you can call it
flying.
a hobby. At what point does it become a job?
When you do it every day, I suppose.
Yeah, true. When you start making money from it, and that money is, like, your main source of income, I
Yeah,
guess
I
you could call it a
suppose.
job,
Yeah.
which I assume for most display pilots, it probably isn't, just because
Well, yeah, because you
that
have to that
you
all
get
that money
paid,
you
like,
get paid,
6
you have to
times
put on like fuel and stuff. So
you get paid 6 times a year, and that goes towards your fuel and your landing permission. Um, but yeah, we'll move on to the best 2 that are on the website right now, in my opinion. We'll start with, hmm, 1 or 2.
typhoon.
Okay, that works too. We'll start with the Typhoon.
Yeah,
I was just
exactly.
if you said 1, that would have been what I would have gone for. The Italian Air Force Eurofighter Typhoon. Now, this was at RIAT last year. Great display. I got some pretty good pictures of it. It's it's the Typhoon.
Yeah.
You can't really go wrong
Well,
with
it's
it.
it's
You can
clearly
do a
better
lot
than the
with it.
RAF one, isn't it? Because it's actually doing a display, and it's coming all the way from Italy to do a display, not just going across the UK. It's
Yeah,
going all the way from Italy. You know, it's putting its big boy boots on and actually doing a display after coming from a foreign country. Instead of the RAF going, oh, we have to travel 5 miles. Let's can't do a display. Just gonna fly. Just gonna can't do that. You know, fuel prices these days, I suppose, and yeah, the collapsing UK economy.
yeah, and it's staying there as a static as well. I suppose you've
Yeah.
gone all that way, you can't exactly just
Yeah,
nip
well,
back home.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Uh, but I suppose it'll be doing that because it's not doing RIAT this year, which is quite an interesting topic that it'll be on the promo that goes out
Oh, we could
in,
rant.
20
Me and
minutes
Joey
ago.
could rant all
We could
day,
rant
all
so much
day.
about it,
Yeah,
uh, but, I mean, we'll talk about it in the news roundup, I assume.
yeah,
Hopefully
yeah,
by then,
definitely.
they'll have sorted it out because they kinda need to. My tickets are currently for sale. Do not buy
Same.
my seats.
I wouldn't say
Do
which
not
seats
buy
they
my
are. Yeah, I
seats.
wouldn't say which seats they
I'm
are.
not saying which seats,
So
but do
someone's
not
gonna do
buy my
it. Yeah,
seats.
someone's gonna do it.
Someone's gonna do it. Someone's gonna do it for the memes. Alright, we'll move on to the last flying display on their website, which is the F-35A Lightning II demo team from the US Air Force. I've seen videos of it. I'm annoyed that I'm missing
Yeah.
it. That's all I have to
I
say.
mean, I'm not gonna have any ears left. I don't. We might have to do sign language on the display, like the sign language podcast. You know,
Yeah,
because I won't be like my ears will be gone, unfortunately, because it's just gonna use afterburner for the entire display and probably do a slab and like come over the crowd and like kill everyone because it thinks it's still in America. Like the Blue Angels, you know, like yesterday they
yes.
went over the crowd. They went like
Yeah,
right
they
over
went
you like that. It's crazy.
they went so low during that
And
flight pass.
yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah,
think the F-35 is louder,
it
as
is.
far as I'm
Yeah,
aware.
yeah.
The F-35 is the loudest aircraft I have ever heard.
Same.
I was at Lakenheath last year, and there was just one after the other at, like, 7 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning. I
exactly.
don't think
Yeah.
I've ever been more awake at 7 o'clock in my life. It
Yeah.
was genuinely mental,
Well, I
and
had to wait
that
till
you're gonna be
12
flying
or 1 in the
both of
afternoon or
these.
something, but then 25 of each aircraft. So there was 25 F-15s, 25 F-35s that took off. I was like, whoa. So,
Yeah, it's quite mental. It's very, very loud. A very, very cool experience. If I'm to go to any airbase again, it would be
Lake and
Lakenheath, and I
Heath,
think my
yeah.
parents would agree.
Well, because again,
Mainly
Coningsby, you
because at
might
Coningsby
get a
we timed
Typhoon.
it badly. Yeah, we
Well,
timed it badly. We went as they were taking off the displays to go to a different airport, so they basically weren't flying any Typhoon operations that day. So
yeah,
we saw one Red Arrows Hawk at Waddington, came down and saw BBMF and one Typhoon. Actually, no, I think it was 2 Typhoons. That was it.
yeah, well, exactly,
We
yeah.
travelled, what, 3, 4 hours
So,
for that?
and they have like
Uh,
50 or
but
60 Typhoons there from 4 different squadrons. It's like you'd think you'd at least get
yeah,
4 or 5 up a day, but no, Again, RAF
yeah,
just can't
just
get an
look at the
aircraft up
draw.
in the air. Yeah.
Whereas the US Air Force, they go big or go home, as they say all the time,
Well, yeah,
and they take off
exactly.
all the time. They do not wait. It's and it's loud, like you said. The
It is,
F-35
yeah.
is very, very loud. You can feel it in your chest
Well,
when
it
it
made
goes
my
after.
tinnitus worse. I'll tell you that. It definitely made my tinnitus worse because the ringing in my ears after Lakenheath got a lot louder than it was before. So, literally when you're stood probably about 25 feet away from the aircraft, is there? Because there's like a little side path, isn't there? You can go down where you're in line with where they take off, and it goes
Yeah,
and it just like powers up, and then you hear because like you hear it spooling up as it's putting the throttle up, and then they add the afterburner, and it's just the loudest thing you ever heard. Like cameras cannot do the thing justice on how loud it is.
yeah. I mean, I got videos on my phone, or I think my mum also got some videos. I mean, I was busy taking pictures with my
Well,
camera. I
yeah,
didn't have
exactly,
the
yeah.
GoPro at the time, but like
Well, GoPro wouldn't
even
have
on
done
the
anything because it
videos,
like focus on the
it,
fence, wouldn't it?
it would focus on the fence. Yeah, I mean, it was extremely loud even on the video,
Yeah.
and videos don't do it justice ever. So you
Basically,
can
think
kind
about
of tell
having
how
the
loud it is.
loudest headset ever, turning it full volume, and also having like your computer volume at max volume and listening to the F-35 take off. That's probably about as close as you're gonna get to the real thing.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps getting louder as it's putting on the afterburner. You
Yeah,
like can't get any louder than that, and then it just keeps doing it over and over again. Um, it's pretty mental. I'm looking on their website, sort of getting back onto the topic. There is only one aircraft that I'm seeing that will not fly on Friday. That isn't flying, like that is flying on the rest of the week, and that's just the C319 Millennium,
yeah,
which is a pretty cool looking aircraft, and it's only flying on the Monday. On their website right now, that is the only aircraft that is not flying on the Friday, but is flying elsewhere in the week.
yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, it's not flying on the Friday, which is when it's open to the public and when you'll be going. But I mean, it's better than missing like the F-35
Well,
or the
exactly,
Typhoon,
yeah. But yeah, well, to
but
be fair,
it's
the
still
390 is probably a bit rarer because it's coming from like from Brazil, and there's only like 20 in the world or something compared to the F-35. You can probably go see it Lakenheath or whatever. So
that is
it's
true.
it just sort of depends.
It does say static, but I don't think it specifies what day it's static
Yeah,
for.
it'll probably be
It
static
just
on all of
says
them, I
flying
suppose.
times. Yeah, it just says flying times Monday.
Yeah,
That's all it says. So it could be static when you're there. It might not be. It might have gone back to wherever it was
yeah.
coming from. But yeah, pretty good lineup, I will say. I'm sure you'll get some great pictures. What would you say that so far from the announced aircraft? What are you most looking forward to seeing?
Probably the
Static or flying?
F-35A, the Furzon El Emirat. Still don't know the name for that. It's the UAE Red Arrows, basically. I mean, the sound of those jets, it just sounds like an SU-57. Honestly, it's like the whistle that it has is just like, woo. I mean, you probably can't hear that on the audio, but it's just an insane
I mean,
noise.
I heard it.
Well, yeah,
I heard it. So they must have
it's
heard it. I mean, we'll probably play a clip of it. But
yeah, probably if I can
I
find
mean,
one that is.
the sound, the sound they managed to make some of these aircraft make is always
Yeah.
so impressive to me. Like even the P-51, like isn't it true that they don't even know how, like, why it does that? They have
Well,
guesses, but
there's
they
like
don't actually
huge
know for
debate
sure.
whether it's wind going through the engine, wind going through the gun ports, or the turbocharger, or a mix of all three. And just no one can, because what I've heard commentators say it's the wind going through the gun ports. I've heard different commentators say it's the supercharger, and I've seen random people online say it's wind going through the engine. So no one can make their mind up. The world's in chaos, and well, they can't even decide what a P-51 whistle comes from because, I mean,
I feel like there's a way to check the gun ports one by just covering the gun ports.
well, you'd think, wouldn't you? But
That's the only one you can actually verify,
yeah,
because if you
yeah.
cover the engine, you can't fly.
Well, the engine is
Like,
covered,
that's
isn't
the
it? It
only
already is
one you
covered,
can actually
technically.
check. It's covered, yeah, but the airflying through it, there's only
Yeah.
one place you can actually block, and that's
But
the
yeah, these are
gun
like
ports. I don't
Chinese
know why
jets
that's
that the
actually
UAE
checked.
use. So that's like,
Yeah,
awesome. China.
that is awesome. China and that they make lots of
Yeah.
things, um, including this watch, I believe.
I think,
Um,
who made Tung?
I'm gonna
Made in
guess China.
China.
Yeah, just a guess. Um, there he is.
Yeah, there's Tung
He's come all
himself.
the way from China. He ended up in Spain, then he ended up in England.
I love China.
Yep. And on that note, we'll move on from that. Um, I'll be honest, I didn't prepare any questions.
Well, I can't really answer them because I haven't been yet. So save those for next week.
Yeah, we'll save those for next week. I didn't prepare any questions for like what you're expecting. Well, I suppose what are you expecting?
Hopefully,
Are you
planes to
expecting
fly in the
way more
sky
flying
would
display?
be
That is good. Are
ideal.
you
Yeah.
expecting? Is there any aircraft announcement you are really, really hoping for over the
Greek
next week?
F4 Phantom would be nice because it's not going to RIAT. But
That would be nice.
who knows? I know Zeus is going. Zeus has been confirmed, but Farnborough just refused to announce it. They put a teaser out for it, but refused to announce it. So that's awesome. They also self-confirmed. Zeus self-confirmed itself confirming itself confirming. So we can only hope that the F4
Yeah,
goes as well.
I don't know who would do like a promotion without like specifying what the already announced aircraft would be. I
Yeah,
don't know who would do that and like hint towards it.
Farnborough, I
I honestly
suppose.
don't know who would do Farnborough, just Farnborough. Like we wouldn't
Yeah,
do that. We
well,
do promos,
exactly.
just hint at the aircraft. But yeah, what would you say that you're expecting? Are you uh going to be doing anything special for like the podcast? There, are you going to be
I'll be
doing any
taking
merch? Are you
photos for the photography account.
taking photos?
So,
Yeah. You gonna be doing anything else? Obviously, you'll be in your t-shirt, but will you
well,
be
yeah, I mean, I don't
coming
even
out
know if there's I've never
as
been
business
before, so I
class?
don't know if there's pilots there that you can interview. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I've never been. I've got no idea what to expect. So, whatever happens,
You're
happens,
just
really. Yeah.
blindly going into this,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much.
So obviously, next episode is the news roundup. We won't have any of the interviews on that one, but the week after that, we'll be talking about Farnborough,
Yeah.
and hopefully there'll be a bunch of interviews in that episode.
Hopefully,
So
yeah.
you can, yeah, hopefully. If not, we'll still be asking them questions about it. Like obviously doing a review as we do for every single show. Should we mention while we're here? Should we mention what we're looking at actively making before we start recording this?
Nah, we'll mention that in next
Or
week's
should
episode. Mention it next week
we,
because we
yeah,
don't actually know if it's like happening, right? We don't. We haven't like fully
yeah,
finished, so it's
we
yeah.
haven't fully sorted it out, but
We're just edging the
hopefully
crowd a
you
bit here, so
expect,
we're just
yeah,
keeping you
hopefully
on
you
the
should
edge of your
expect a
seats.
little bit of an announcement. We'll probably do
Yeah.
a promo about it as well.
Well, once it's done,
Um,
yeah,
but
obviously.
yeah, if it gets done. If it doesn't get done by next episode, we'll say what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Uh,
Unless we're
Probably.
still actively making it, but by then it's either we
Unless we're
probably
still
have it
actively looking at it, yeah.
done or not. So, you know.
Yeah, but that we're looking at doing something, and those reviews will hopefully be
Yes.
useful for it. But I don't really have much more to add.
Neither
We've
do
gone
I, to
through
be
all the
fair,
aircraft.
yeah.
We've gone through what you're hoping. Um, have you got anything
Well,
else?
just noticing the lighting. Obviously, I've got new lighting here, everyone.
Oh yeah, new lights. Yeah, we've been
Basically,
making
the
a few
reason
upgrades over the last few months.
yeah, mainly I have, but yeah, you've got your earphones,
Got-
which is about it. I've got earphones, mic, lights, background, webcam. But anyway, the reason why basically I got new LED lights. So what you would usually see is this, right? But those LED, like the control, no, it's not even the controller. The LED lights were like 5 years old. So when you click the controller, I even put a new battery in and everything. You click it and you click it, you click it. You had to click about 50 times before it changed to a different color. And obviously, I prefer having it on like green or blue or whatever when I'm doing other stuff, just depending on what I'm doing. So you hear I'm cyan and stuff. Here I'm yellow, purple. What's this? Blue. Well, it says blue on here, but it's not blue.
So it goes when you speak, right? You can
Oh
make
yeah, I
it
can
like
also do this. Yeah. Hello, everyone.
that's
I mean,
terrifying.
Oh, sugar. We should probably put an epileptic thing up on the screen. I'll do that in editing. But yeah. Oh yeah, it's funny because I can just
Yeah,
go
we'll
like,
put that.
"Hello, everyone." It's funny. Joey got like
It's
scared at
quite
that.
it's quite terrifying. Yeah. Um yeah, we have been making some I have since the start of this podcast we've made some upgrades. I have a webcam, you have a webcam. I already had this mic, but you then got this mic. I switched to earphones, which I believe I mentioned in like a much earlier episode. That's terrifying. That's gonna haunt someone's nightmares. Which I believe I mentioned getting earphones hopefully in like one of the earlier episodes. Because I've been wanting to do that for a while. I just
I'm gonna need a new chair
didn't.
because the arm's fallen off and it's like broken. So I'll probably need a new
Who
chair in the
needs
next.
arms anyway? You can function
Well,
without.
yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I've
I
got
suppose.
a nice setup there as well. So.
Yeah. I didn't make any upgrades to my lighting. You might have noticed a difference in these, in the fact that you can actually see me now. I just now have Google open in the
Yeah.
background. My entire laptop is a light, and then I just have us at the
Well,
top of my
hopefully
screen.
soon you'll be moving your bedroom around, and you can get some LEDs or something in the background, or like you can do it like this because obviously I've got coins here. That's a Polish Heritage coin. That's the Dragon One coin. I've got the Midlands patch there. Some like model cars. You can't actually see that. Some model cars there. Also, I've got a Max Verstappen figure, the B25 flying bulls, a cow, three ducks, so the Typhoon ducks and stuff. Um, Here we've got obviously the podcast mascot, the goat Tung 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 Sahur. We've got another duck, and we've got some Typhoon. Well, we've got a 3D printed Typhoon that my dad made, and three Typhoon um,
Yeah.
pins.
I imagine my background will pretty much consist of rockets and maybe
Yeah,
patches.
probably. Oh yeah, and obviously you've got
Yeah,
patches in the
this
background. So
episode was gonna be uh related to this somehow, but we never launched it today, so
yeah,
we might be saving that. Well, we will be saving that one for a future episode once I have launched this. Um, it turns out launching rockets is quite a
quite hard. Yeah.
questionable thing to do on a public park, so we had to scrap today's plan
Hmm.
because a lot of the schools finished and the park was quite busy. Um, but hopefully next week I'll be launching that, which means we
Yeah,
are
so in 3 weeks'
hoping for an
time.
episode
Well, at least
related
we
to
have
it.
the next three
Yeah,
weeks covered then, hopefully. We have at least the next 2 weeks,
yeah,
but yeah, hopefully Joey will be making some improvements. I mean, sooner rather than later, but obviously we can't really do much. I mean, he lives in his room with his brother or whatever, so obviously it's not just him that
yeah,
gets to decide or whatever. But for now, I've got nice. I know a lot of people in the TikTok and stuff want him to unblur his black background, but I mean,
yeah. But it's my
yeah,
bedroom. There's
exactly.
nothing special about it. Um, Hopefully within the next year or two, which I know is quite a big time span, but once again, like you said, share a room. This room will be getting rearranged, and I'll have my back to the wall. I'll be able to
Yeah.
put stuff on the wall, uh, and I won't need it blurred anymore.
Yeah,
But that
well,
is the
thing is,
plan
I literally
long
can't
term.
do anything else about my setup because basically, I'm not going to take my webcam off, but this is my bed. Like, these go up, my bed is above me, my bed is up here. So, these are shelves that are on my bed. That's obviously the ladder up to my bed. So, I can't particularly just put a desk in somewhere and, like, go up against the wall that's over there because, well, I mean, that's my door. That's obviously just a wall. And then that's a wardrobe. That's TV for my Xbox. Obviously, I don't think you can see it, but my wheel is here. This like red thing there is my wheel, but again, you can't really see it in this lighting. But yeah, I can't really do much. But yeah, at least Joey can turn his desk around or whatever and do something about that. So without without anything else to say, and you might see some improvements to the setup again. I added Max Verstappen and stuff, and obviously I've been adding ducks and stuff over the last few weeks. So I'm still improving the setup, but it's getting there. So it's looking quite
Yeah,
nice.
hopefully, I might at some point actually invest in some proper lighting. Well, not proper lighting, but like you have external lights. I do have a lamp there, but it doesn't work. It's literally
I
right
mean, you might
behind my
even some
laptop. It's been
LEDs
on
that
my
you put on
desk
like
for a
your
long time.
laptop or something. It just
Yeah,
give you that front lighting or
that
whatever.
would
So
help. Yeah, but other than that, I don't think we've got much more to add. If you do have any questions for Ollie for the next episode or
put it
the
on the
one after that,
Instagram or TikTok.
do let us know on Instagram comments or TikTok comments, or
Yes.
just message us on either of the two,
Yeah.
or comment them on this YouTube video. I don't
I
know, have
don't
we got our
think.
YouTube comments
Nah.
fixed?
I don't
No,
know.
we
The
haven't got
thing
the
is, you can't even
okay.
call up
Uh,
YouTube and say, "Can you turn on comments and stuff?" So you can get like a
yeah,
AI
YouTube support
YouTube
is
support. Yeah.
notorious. Yeah, YouTube support is notorious for not really being very supportive.
Yeah.
But
Unfortunately. So.
yeah, if you have any questions, let us know on Instagram or TikTok. But that's
That's
for
it from
me. That's
us,
pretty much
yeah.
this
Same for
episode.
me. So
Yeah,
take care, everyone. We'll give you the news roundup next week and then a Farnborough review after that on the next week. Probably give me a bit more time to edit some photos as well because, I mean, it would be. In fact, we would have recorded the episode by the time that I'd even taken the photos in the first place. So it would give me
yeah,
2 days to edit photos to put it and then edit on the podcast. So I think it's probably for the best that it's for the week
yeah,
after that, and that we get the monthly news roundup. So we do hope you enjoyed today's episode. We know it's not exactly been the most well prepared, but obviously that's due to Joey's rocket launch, unfortunately not happening. We kind of had that prepared, and then we sort of changed it last minute when Joey informed me that that is probably not something to do for this week. So we do hope you enjoyed our sort of basic idea of so far what's happening at Farnborough. Unfortunately, they are basically like the RAF. They just don't want to announce anything until like the last second for some reason. I don't know why. Especially with all the hate they get in the comments as well for it. It's actually quite fun. It's like, when are you releasing Wave 2? It's like, Farnborough's in a week. Why have we announced 5 aircraft? But yeah, so we hope you enjoyed that, and well, we'll see you either tomorrow, or if you only want, well, if you only tune in for the podcast, we will see you next week for the news roundup. That's all from me. Take care, and we'll see you then.